everybody, this is Andrew from the Bad Guitars Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the Echo Moon from Fuzz Imp FX. We briefly covered this pedal a few weeks back in another video, but I wanted to go through and do its own standalone video on just this one pedal. It's a great delay. What sets it apart from the others is it has a great saturated boost built into it, and you have a toggle switch that lets you go between a lo-fi mode and a full mix. So we're going to jump on in and do some sound samples. So in the intro, and what we have it set to right now, you have a lot of repeats. So right there we have the repeats kind of turned up and, a little bit more than a slapback as far as their delay time. We have the boost engaged, it's cranked up pretty far, it's a little more than halfway up. And we have the full mode on, so we're going to switch over to lo-fi and we'll hear how that changes. Back over to full. And back to lo-fi. So I like that, but we're going to turn up that boost just a little bit more. Alright, so that's kind of a cool little indie rock kind of thing right there, a little almost on the edge of a shoegaze kind of delay. So we're going to switch on over, back to the full, set everything to noon. And we'll go from there. Alright, so from there we're going to just turn that boost back up. Let's go all the way up. Really accent on the those repeats. I'm digging that. So we're going to turn the time down. We'll turn our delay time down low. So to get you that nice kind of old school slapback sound to it, we're going to turn the repeats down as well. Okay, so our delay and repeats all the way down. So it gets you that really like 50s doubling kind of effect. So we'll try that out on the different modes. So we're starting our full right. So a nice doubling effect, like I said, almost like the Sun Records kind of thing. And lo-fi mode. In the comments, let us know if you know what show that is from a 90s cartoon theme song. Let us know if you know what that is. So that's cool. You get, really basic, old school kind of sounds out of that, especially that boost turned up. Alright, so we'll turn the boost back down. And we're going to slowly incorporate some more delay. So we'll go back to noon, set it back to noon like we had earlier. Turn it back to our full mode. So let's check out our maximum delay time. And our repeats all the way down just to test it out. That gives you a good amount of time right there to play around with. Alright, so let's add in some repeats and see how crazy we can get. Does it oscillate? So it does self-oscillate, but it does have, a tameness to it. It's not totally just all out crazy self-oscillation you would get from like an analog delay. So pretty cool. So we'll turn our repeats down low, but our delay time up high, and see what we can get from there. Add a little bit more boost back in. Turn those repeats back to noon. Delay time, we'll set low once again, just kind of jam a little bit more. Alright, so that is the Echo Moon from Fuzz Imp FX. I know there is some way to dial in that dotted eighth note thing that a lot of people love, you know, that U2 edge kind of sound. I always personally struggle to try to find that in any delay pedal, but I know it's in there because I've heard other people demo it with that dotted eighth. My delay times, I usually set pretty low. Like on this pedal, the repeats at noon gives me that slapback delay time, but with more repeats. And I like that for the garage rock kind of sound that I usually have when I'm playing, when I'm recording. The lo-fi mode is really great when I'm using any kind of fuzz or overdrive. that might accent the bass frequencies. So the lo-fi kind of cuts those out. So keeps my highs and mids intact, but it cuts out that low end a little bit. So it keeps everything kind of intact without being too muffled. I really didn't cover every single thing this pedal can do because it does have such a wide range of delay and repeats. I like that it can oscillate, but it doesn't self-oscillate to the point of no return, it goes for a while and then stops. So that's pretty cool. I have other delays that can do the self-oscillation thing all day long, but I like how this is a little bit more tame. It's definitely not your average everyday delay for sure. It's really versatile. Like I said, I was getting those those 1950s Sun Records kind of sounds out of it, but I was also getting really cool spacey, lo-fi, shoegaze tones out of it. I didn't partner it with any kind of fuzzes today. There are plenty of demos out there by Fuzz Imp. Banana Labs has some great usage of it on his channel where he does a whole range of like shoegaze style videos. But I just wanted to highlight, a few what I consider my key features on this thing. So, the way I record, the way I play, that repeat at noon, that boost and gauge turned about 75% of the way up. And, just playing around with that delay time really is where it sits for me. Mix at noon. I do prefer the full mode, but the lo-fi mode definitely has its uses. Like I said, cutting out those bass frequencies when I'm using fuzzes. And I'm excited to see what I can do with this thing on keyboards, synthesizers, put it on my snare drum. So we'll see what I can do with that. So if you like the video, please, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We do have the weekly show on the channel, the Bad Guitars Podcast, also available on wherever you get your podcasts. We have been switching over to a format of doing 2 episodes per week. If you caught us this week, there's only 1 episode. We're going to try to see how well it works out. If not, we'll just, we'll go back to 1 episode permanently per week. But for now, we're doing Sundays and Wednesdays. Try to drop a new video on either Thursday or Friday, and we'll take it from there. So we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.